Well, hey there. So, I think about a week or 2 weeks ago, I got this VCR from eBay. It's this Quasar. What's the model? You can't see it, but it says it's a model VH5270. I don't know if that's visible through the camera because I'm using this, once again, using my shitty ass camera. But let's turn it to the front again. This is a really old VCR that was made on, let's turn it around again, the manufacturing date is here. June 19th, 1987, so it's a 30-year-old VCR. This is a pretty old VCR. Oh, and the clock's programmed because I was using it as a main VCR, well, as a secondary main. And I programmed the clock, and when I was transferring out in here to my room, it didn't reset it. It wasn't unplugged long enough to reset, so that's just a side effect. So, let's just have a look on the inside. This mechanism, I don't know if Quasar actually made this mechanism. It might have been a Panasonic mechanism because this VCR looks almost, the mechanism of this VCR looks almost exactly the same as the VCR King's GE9-7110, I think that's the model number, VCR. Like, the only difference I was able to spot was on his VCR, the wheels are black, and on mine, they are white. But aside from that, I think that's all that there is. It even uses two separate loading motors, one to drive the cassette carriage and one to actually load the tape around like the video drum and all that. Speaking of video, this is a 2-head mono machine. Which usually when I find 80s VCRs, usually I find mono. If I'm lucky I can find a linear stereo, but mostly I just see monos. To prove that it's a mono, see that. No stereos. It also has a coaxial really old connectors. These screws. But yeah. It has a circuit board here, which covers the audio head. And then the erase head is actually on this little mounting plate, which is common for old VCRs. And then there's actually another roller right here. And then the first time I got this, as soon as I put a tape in and pressed play, it would immediately unload, but I managed to fix that just by fast forwarding the tape a little bit and then playing it. But this uses a gear idler, which I'm quite surprised about. I thought it would use an idler tire given its age, but nope, this uses a gear idler, which I think is much better than a tire because these are much more reliable. But yeah, I guess now we can see the tape action working. Alright, I'm back with the tape. This tape, it's the second Fred movie, which I know many people absolutely hated those movies along with the show, but I really loved both. Please don't judge my opinion, but I absolutely loved Fred the movie and Fred the show. But please don't judge me if you hate them. But that's off topic. Let's just put the tape in. Now this VCR is so old, it doesn't immediately load the tape even though there's no tab in there. It won't load until I press play, so let's do that. This button. Tape playing. Do a close look at some of these. It's moving across. Now when I hit stop, the tape will unload. Now, I guess I try fast forwarding. And this being a VCR from 1980, it isn't very fast, but this was acceptable for the time. And now let's stop it, and now let's rewind it. And now it's going faster because it's closer to the beginning. And with this VCR, you don't need the remote to program the clock. You can just press this button here. Oh, it just stopped, but... And if you press this button, you'll get a counter. And when you're at the counter, press this button to reset it. Now let's eject this tape. Now, I've unscrewed the bottom side, so now I'll show you flip the VCR like this. And then this will come off, and then I can show you this part in action. And set that aside. And now I can show you the underside of this VCR. So, that is the motor that actually loads the cassette up around the heads. Then there's another motor that drives the cassette carriage, like somewhere about here. And this could be the mode switch, which is unusual for a mode switch in a VCR. But then this is the head motor. See? Then here is the capstan motor, and then here's the idler, and all the belts are in pretty good shape. I don't consider wobbly belt as a valid reason to replace it, because that just means a belt is, it means the belt is old, but if it still turns just fine, why would you replace it? That makes no sense. VCR is about to fall. But now I'll show you the mechanism from a bottom view. So I'll get the tape again. Hold on. Let me get down on the floor here. And then when I press play, you'll see this motor move. Now I'll press play. See? See, that motor's moving? Then this thing is turning. And you can actually press play to get double speed. Now I'll hit stop, then I'll show you the fast forwarding from the bottom side. Now to fast forward the bottom side. Now I'll stop. Now I'll rewind. Now it's stopped. Now I'll eject. Then you'll see the capstan motor actually spins. It's kind of weird. Now I'll connect this to the TV to show you the video quality. Alright, I got the VCR connected to a TV, and this is a different TV. It already has a VCR in it, I know, but I'm not reviewing that VCR, so I've disconnected this one. And I got a different tape, because since I'm going to be actually showing it, and many people hate the Fred movies, I don't want people to click off of it, so I'm using a movie most people like, the SpongeBob movie. Let's turn on this TV. Sorry about that. This VCR makes that noise. But I'll insert this tape. Now I'll press play. Now the tape will spin up, and this VCR is so old it doesn't have automatic tracking. I have to manually track it with these buttons. Now I'll try and get a good picture. I'll turn the volume up now because it's okay. Hey. And that is... Now it's playing. Oh, by the way, credit to Nickelodeon. so that I don't get striked. Even though this is definitely being used under fair use. As it's just to give a quality sample and not to actually pirate the movie. Oh, and never mind the scan line, that's just from the TV and to the camera. There's nothing I can do about that, like that black line moving up. That's due to this being a CRT TV and the camera not aligning. But it's pretty good. I don't know if you can get a gist through it. But yeah, now I'll stop it and you're about to hear that lovely static sound again. I'll just turn the TV off now. And now, oh, I need to rewind it. Now eject it again. And that's about it for this video. Peace.